today we're pruning off now that we've had a frost. And then the next plant here is a little dwarf spirea. Take a look at it. This plant, I can show you how easy it is to go through. Give it a little shear. If you make it a cute little mound, it looks nice with the snow sitting on it for the winter. There it is. Cute as can be. Now I've left room enough to come through and rake up. So that on your hydrangeas, this is a cute dwarf hydrangea. I'm really going to take this down to about 18 inches. You can, if you want to keep, this is the height that it gets, you can just take the flower blossoms off on here. But in this case, because it's out here by the road, I'm just going to go down through and give it a lop at this height. They don't mind being pruned, and even this time of year, it's not going to hurt it. And in this case, it's so close to the side of the road that I want to make sure that I have it short enough that when the snow is going to be piled up around it here, that it doesn't break. So I'm making sure that I've got some of that height left in there, but then just cutting off, evening it up. But anyway, it's going to rebloom. Yes, this will definitely rebloom on old and new wood on all these verniculatas, and it's going to be in bloom by mid-July is when it'll be in full bloom. And then this rose here, I'm going to just go in and selective prune out the main ones, and then just go in and prune out the smaller ones here. But really I like to give them a good prune back in the spring all the way to the ground, because I find that there's just enough botrytis, winter frost damage or sun damage in the winter time here, that it picks up a little bit of a disease, and I find that it'll creep down the stems in the spring, like this one here never got pruned this last year, and it creeped all the way down. And then what happens then is it gets down into the root over the years, and the plant gets weaker. So if you remove that, go in and prune it. So we must not have had time to do that this last year. That we just pruned it in the fall, and we probably didn't do it in the spring. And then with the potentilla, I just draw it together and give it a little bit of shape so that it'll fluff back out in the spring. And it'll bloom on old and new wood then as well. All of these, I'm going to wait and I'm going to feed them in the spring. I'm not going to worry about giving them any food. You can feed in the fall, especially if you're not going to be around until late spring. Always scuff the soil. Just move it back a little bit, throw your fertilizer down, and then cover it back over. That way it's going to, the roots are going to absorb it come first thing in spring. They'll just take all those nutrients that you gave them all winter long, and then be nice and healthy for next season. Here's another one of those cute little spireas. I have lots of bulbs in this bed that'll pop up in between these perennials, these shrubs, that'll give me spring bloom as well. So I have a little mix of everything in here. Anyway, so there's a little bit of what we do to overwinter these plants and make sure that they're healthy for this next spring.